What is up, everybody? So, it's been a minute since I posted, but I am going to finish up the DBT stuff and go over some skills today. And I apologize for the delay, but I had some stuff within myself and my life I needed to take care of. And I didn't know shit about DBT that I thought I did. So, I had to do a little brushing up myself. So, I'm going to start with a little bit of progress tree, if you will, right? So we have mindfulness at the top. These are the four categories or pillars that make up DBT and DBT skills. Okay, so we have mindfulness at the top. Then we have distress tolerance and emotional regulation below that. And then below those two, we have interpersonal effectiveness. Um, so, in a second, I'm going to go over kind of an overview of those and then some skills. So, research suggests that DBT, dialectic behavior therapy, can help rewire and change the brain. Now, let's think about that for a second. That is quite an undertaking. It's a heavy commitment to make, right? So, with all worthwhile things, that means it's a long commitment. A commitment that must be made with yourself, and it's a process that should be taken slowly and with love and care for yourself. So, mindfulness gives us the opportunity to observe and analyze. It allows us to step back from things and accept. And now I want to say this before I get too far. I'm going to say accept and acceptance a lot. Acceptance does not mean inaction. Acceptance just means recognition. You have to recognize something before you can change it. And I think I wrote that down at the bottom here. So, distress tolerance. Distress tolerance also gives us a chance to accept ourselves and the world around us. In order for change to occur, acceptance must take place, recognition must take place. And we must also accept that a certain level of distress is not only normal, it's necessary. Some of the skills that can be used for distress tolerance are distracting. So, doing another task to distract yourself, and it could be anything: writing, watching a movie, a show, uh, playing an instrument, etc., a video game, whatever. Distraction is literally just getting yourself out of the grips of too much distress. We all have a certain level of distress that we can reasonably tolerate before our skills and our practice and our experience becomes ineffective. Once things get to a certain level, once a certain level of once a certain level of emotion is reached, or a certain level of problems, we start to find that our skills become ineffective, right? So this is about lowering that level of distress to a level that you can tolerate and reasonably balance and control with the skills you have. Another one is self-soothing, and this also kind of goes in line with distracting. And a lot of times this can involve just touch, using your senses to kind of bring yourself back into the present moment and out of whatever emotive state you're in. Radical acceptance, I mentioned that already. Radical acceptance, though, means getting to the root of things and then accepting that they are what they are so you can move forward and make change. I will note that mindfulness and distress tolerance are known as kind of the awareness skills, right? And then emotional regulation and interpersonal effectiveness are the change or doing skills. We'll kind of think of it that way. It just makes it a little easier. Problem solving, which means just kind of analyzing and going over the data and the facts of what's happening, right? Kind of just so I'll go over this some more in emotional regulation, but kind of even checking to see if our emotions fit what's going on around us or if it's a trigger from the past that's coming forward, right? Um, Also, taking a cold shower, like some kind of radical change to your body environment, paced breathing, intense exercise, etc. And then improvement, which is doing what you can to improve the situation or the emotions that you're feeling, your internal environment or your external environment, if that's possible. Emotional regulation. Two main strategies: change or accept. And I don't really like the way they say this because, as we talked about before, there has to be an acceptance and a recognition in order for change to take place. But some things you just have to accept that they are the way they are. I will admit that. So check the facts. The trigger of the emotion. What am I interpreting or assuming about the event that triggered this emotion or feeling? Does the intensity of my emotion match the facts of the situation or just my assumptions? Also, pay attention to positive events. Recognize positive aspects, and you can practice doing this by purposefully doing something positive each day. Taking time to do something each day that you feel brings you into a positive mood or light. Um, and then, real quick, the please skill. I didn't make this acronym up. Someone else did. I'm just using it. Physical and mental health are closely linked. A healthy lifestyle will improve mental health. Will improve mental health. So, PL, treat physical illness. E, eat healthy. A, avoid mood altering drugs. S, sleep well. And E, exercise. And now, interpersonal effectiveness. Interpersonal effectiveness is kind of a deep one. I could do a whole video on this in itself, but I'll just kind of glaze over. And this takes willingness and practice to learn. This is dealing with yourself, but also other people. And so when you add in other people, there's also an element of the unknown. You don't know how people are going to react, what they're feeling, what they're going through, how they're interpreting the words you're saying, etc. So, one of the main skills is the power of active listening. This is the power to respect another by reflecting and responding to that person and what they're saying, as opposed to reacting and formulating your response while they're talking, which means not paying attention to what they're saying. This shows the other person we care and respect them and value them. We look at them and hear what they are saying. Interpersonal skills are the skills you need to use to communicate and interact with other people. So, communication, nonverbal and verbal. I already hit listening. And emotional intelligence, being able to understand and manage your own emotions and accept and manage others. Teamwork, negotiation, and influence skills, conflict resolution and mediation, problem solving, and decision making. Now, you're going to have to go look any of those up if you feel like they resonate with you, or maybe I'll do another video on them after. And so I glazed over mindfulness in the beginning. I did this because, while all these categories or pillars make up DBT skills, mindfulness, in my opinion, is the catalyst that begins making change possible because it allows you to step back and open up your awareness. It should allow you to expand and open your awareness and perception. It's easy to focus on doing. We can often forget observing, being, analyzing first. Okay. So I got a very few seconds left. So this observation begins within the self. Can you sit in silence with yourself? Can you focus on your breath for a minute or a few minutes? Can you focus on your breathing for 5 minutes? And can you analyze how you interact with yourself? That's it. That's all I got. Thanks. Much love. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you soon. Peace.